Hi, I'm Jaxton Millineaux. I'm a transgender veteran of the United States Army. I'm a trans man. Uh, I actually began my journey or my transition a couple years ago. My maniversary, it was what I call it, is November 21st. So this November coming up will be my 2-year anniversary or maniversary. And I have to say that when I started transitioning a couple years ago, I think it was the first time I was able to actually live my life without feeling suffocated. I think the majority of my life, I've been through a lot of hardships because of who I am. I've always known I was a male. When I was young, I couldn't understand people calling me a female. I never understood that. I never fit into the female mold. I date women, so I had to live a majority of my life as a lesbian, which that term never fit me. I always felt off. And because of being part of the LGBT community, I have experienced homelessness. I've experienced being fired from jobs. And there's a lot of hardship that comes with that. There's a lot of prejudice out there, unfortunately. I'm hoping that just by my presence and being here and telling a little bit about myself, will let other people see that, you know, we're just human beings like everybody else. We just happen to have been born into the wrong body, and it is a very difficult journey for us. One point that I definitely would like to get across, part of the frustration in our journey, once we start transitioning, and we understand that the people that knew us prior to transitioning are going to have a little bit of a difficult time period of changing the genders for us. However, after a certain time, if you keep misgendering us, it becomes very hurtful and very disrespectful. It makes me feel like when I am misgendered by somebody that's known me for years, and they've known that I've been transitioning over the last 2 years, and they've had 2 years, if they continue to misgender me, it makes me feel really small. It deteriorates me. Like, it totally changes my mood. I'm actually feel sad the rest of the day, and it's something that I hope that people can become aware that if you do know a transgender, please try not to misgender them. And if you do, it's better to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I meant," and change your gender, rather than just keep skipping over it. If you know you've made that mistake, they would rather hear you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I misgendered you." It kind of takes the blow away a little bit, the sting of the blow. I think, so I was reminded this morning of how difficult our journey can be even still. Usually a lot of us have a lot of hope once we start transitioning, and we feel better about ourselves. We feel like we fit better into our lives and our skin. And I was reminded this morning, a trans woman friend of mine posted, she's very despondent, very desperate, just having a hard time with people that continually misgendered, and somebody had actually called her a freak. And it made me really sad. She's having a hard time. She posted about it. And I want to tell all my trans brothers and sisters that I understand your hurt, and I feel your pain, and I want you to know, even if I've never met you, you could be around the world. You're my trans sister, my trans brother, and I love you. And don't let your despondency win. Don't let them win. You can overcome this. It does hurt. It's going to take time, but don't feel like you have to end your life because of somebody else's prejudice or hurtful words, because that's their issues, not yours. You're beautiful the way you are. And that hopefully they can, that's what I would like the message to get across today, so.